everybody? Welcome back to Steel City Live. Let me turn on a light. If you're not watching it now, you can watch it later. But here we are, yet again, talking Steelers football. Yeah, last night my son started a new job, so I had to pick him up. So that's why we've been a little bit late. He's been getting off at 8 p.m., so here we are. Yeah, so kids and their jobs, man, their first couple jobs that they get, man, you got to try to help them out a little bit, foster it a little bit. But anyway, thank you all for joining us here tonight. Miss Pittsburgh, Tom Ford in the chat early. See you guys. Welcome. Thank you. I'm doing well, Tom. How are you guys? I appreciate you guys for stopping through. Miss Pittsburgh in the building. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Beat the shit out of that like button as we talk a little Pittsburgh Steelers football. TD, what's up, man? Good to see you guys in the chat popping up early. Again, apologize for a little later start. I try to get on before 8 here now that it's gotten a little darker outside. So I've been trying to do that, but we're going to talk a little Pittsburgh Steelers drama. The Ravens didn't want Patrick Queen, according to him. They didn't want him back. Ugh. Don't seem like too good of a move now, does it? I mean, I understand the Ravens situation there. When you have Roquan Smith, you have Patrick Queen, somebody got to go. I mean, when you're paying Lamar Jackson $50+ million per season, you have to outfit a wide receiving core. You have to outfit the trenches with the offensive line, defensive line. You have to be able to figure out who's going to be playing in that defensive backfield. You got a lot to do, man. You had to sign Derrick Henry. You had to do a bunch. I get the situation in which the Ravens were put into. But I think you could have tried to make it work because what you have going on defensively right now for the Baltimore Ravens isn't anything spectacular. It's Roquan Smith and then a couple other guys, Hamilton, those guys. But no, they're just not stellar. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy going on in Baltimore defensively right now, and that's kind of an odd thing to say considering what they've done defensively. They've tried to honestly, guys, and this is no slight to the Baltimore Ravens in any way, shape, or form. They've tried to be a carbon copy of the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's what they've modeled themselves after, and that's a good thing for them. Steelers are a good franchise to model yourself after, in my eyes, and I think it's worked out well for the Ravens. They've executed the Steelers model better at times than the Steelers have here over the last couple decades, to be truthful. But hey, it is what it is, and it's kind of odd though that they really didn't even throw an offer out to Patrick Queen. Downtown, John Broadway, Mike Miller in the house, Miss Pittsburgh. What's up, guys? We'll do score predictions, man, on Friday, Mike. That's what we always do them on Friday. So make sure you're back in on Friday, and we'll put them in there. Danny George, what's up? I don't know, man. I don't know, Danny. I don't know how you can not want him. Again, I'm looking at just every variable at play here, in terms of cap, what you have to do everywhere across the board, across the broad picture of the roster, it's definitely tough sometimes to fit everybody in. I just feel like you should have tried to make an attempt. Does that fuel the fire for Patrick Queen? Guys, you don't got to fuel no fire for these guys, in my opinion. At least you shouldn't. And if you got to, and Chuck Knowles said it best, and it is the best thing that I've ever heard said at the professional level still to this day. If he has to motivate you, you got to go. And I'm sorry, that is the gospel. That is the golden rule, in my opinion. And I don't think on this football team currently here in 2024, you got to go out there and say very many motivational speeches. I just don't find that to be something that Mike Tomlin has to do. Mike Tomlin, honestly, guys, he is a motivator of men. He is a good leader of men. He does do that well. And again, I beat Tomlin up sometimes for some of his deficiencies, but the things that he does well, one is being a good leader of men, for sure, inside of that locker room. I always said Mike Tomlin should have been a politician. He shouldn't have been a football coach. Miss Pittsburgh, absolutely. Let's hit that like button. Hit that for the best show in town. Appreciate it. You guys hit that like early and often. That helps spread the show through the YouTube algorithm. I know sometimes we just wait and hit it whenever. If you guys hit it early, though, hit it when you first come in. All you got to do is double tap that screen or hit the drop down box. That helps the show and helps the show get spread through the YouTube algorithm. I'll get back to something I wanted to say about YouTube also. It could be another slugfest. I think we can outlast them. Here we go, Steelers. That's from John Broadway. Yeah, John, honestly, I think it's going to come down to who has the better defense on Sunday, who can get the most timely stops, because I think both teams are going to be able to score. I do think that. But I think where the Steelers are going to edge the Baltimore Ravens is in two categories. I think the Steelers are going to be able to get one or two more stops for sure. I think they are that much better for damn sure than the Baltimore Ravens defense, who ranks, I believe, 32nd in passing. I'm not sure. Don't hold me to it. I don't have the numbers in my head right now. But still, I know the Steelers are definitely better than the Ravens and will get a couple more stops guaranteed than they will. And I think that is an edge the Steelers have. Because I think this will be a shootout at times in certain places of the game. I don't think it will be the whole game because neither team kind of, I don't think, wants to do that in this AFC North matchup. I think they want to kind of grind each other out, beat each other up. That's just AFC North football. Even if the team is a high-flying team, when they get into these games, it slows down sometimes and they just pound on each other. And that's just typical AFC North ball. But anyway, I think also the Steelers are edging the Baltimore Ravens in the special teams game. Also, I think Chris Boswell is significantly better than Justin Tucker right now. And that is just by the statistics. That's not just by Jason being a homer for the Steelers. That is strictly by the statistics on the numbers. And I'm looking at like the last 50 field goals that they've attempted both. And Chris Boswell is definitely head and shoulders right now above Justin Tucker, especially from 50 plus. And if it comes down to the wire and you're exchanging deep bomb field goals, I'm going to go with Justin Tucker not being the guy this week. And that's usually not the case. Justin Tucker has been the guy that you've wanted in that situation. But here right now, I would rather have Chris Boswell. That's just it. And I think Corliss Waitman's playing really well in his punting duties, switching and flipping the field. I think that is going to come into play. I feel like the Steelers can really, really shine in special teams, and that's going to be something that they can lean on. But definitely, now that John said that and we talked about that, I wanted to say something. I did this big, long survey for YouTube, and I got to say something, guys. I always said about changing the show around. Sometimes that messes with the viewership. I'm going to be 1,000% honest, and YouTube can scold me for whatever they would like. But I made a comment about, I don't know, about 7 months ago. Probably about 7 months ago, maybe 8 months ago. And it wasn't a nasty comment. It was just a general comment on a political video. And it may not have been the political side that the people who create this algorithm are on. And from that day following, the following day, from then on, my viewership cut down 50% in terms of the algorithm and all my analytics and everything. And that is no lie. I have the numbers to show it. And I don't know if that's the truth or not. Maybe I'm just being crazy. But we used to go, at that time, we'd be getting like 1,200, 1,300, some nights 3,500 total viewers throughout a live stream. The daily upload would be pushed out to a bunch of people. I'd get thousands of views on those. And now you're lucky to get 150, 250 on those. And I'm just saying, ever since that day, I don't think it was a coincidence. And I did a survey today. They asked me that. And it drove me freaking crazy. And I've never said anything because I didn't want to be like a crybaby. But man, it bothers the shit out of me, man. It truly bothers the shit out of me. And if I didn't have the loyal people like you guys that really come here every day, YouTube's like kind of swatted my hand. It's like, man, how much longer you want me to stay in YouTube prison? It is what it is. It has gotten better. I'm back up almost, 400 or 500 on the, live shows throughout the show. We'll get that many views, that kind of stuff. It has gotten better here as of late, but man, there for a while, they were putting me in hardcore prison, man. What's up, Big Russ? Miss Pittsburgh announced Danny George, who replaced him in Baltimore. Oh shit! Oh, Danny, I can't remember his name. I'll remember it before for the show here at some point. John Broadway, Danny George. Hey, what's up? Their loss is our gain. All better, absolutely. Mike Miller, we need another victory. Did the Washington Commanders? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You got to have one every week, Mike. Every single week. That's the goal, brother. You got to have those wins, bro. How hard will it be for Con and Tomlin to keep this team together beyond this season? That's from Thomas Breeze. Thomas, I don't know. The cap is a finicky thing, man, and it's a fictitious thing, to be honest, because there are several ways to manipulate it. And they can do things that may be unorthodox at times that you can clear some cap space. But that's neither here nor there. That's another conversation for another day. But I don't think it'll be extremely hard to keep the nucleus of this. Let's talk about, say Russell Wilson continues to play really well, and the Steelers want to continue to do business with Russell Wilson. What would his projected numbers kind of look like? I think Russell Wilson is at the stage of his career where he is a very wealthy man, and he can now afford to take a little bit less in order to continue to keep a real team around him, to keep a really good defense around him, because he understands that his legacy could really catch a boost here, winning maybe a title or two with the Pittsburgh Steelers, really finishing the end of his career up on a big high. I think that he understands that, and I think he understands the situation. But I'm looking at Russell Wilson perhaps to be 30 to 35 million per season, and he's going to want that fully guaranteed. I can guarantee that. So that's what I'm looking at for him. And that's going to make one thing not be able to happen. You're not going to be able to keep Justin Fields as his number two. Why? Because somebody's going to offer Justin a lot more money than what the Steelers are going to be willing to offer him. The Steelers would probably be willing to offer him, 10 at the most, like a Mitch Trubisky type deal for Justin. So to answer your question, how can they hold this all together? I think that is going to really depend on how much money a quarterback position is going to eat up. And that's where I think the whole all the puzzle pieces start to fall in place after that. And they have guys locked down beyond this year and beyond next year. They have those contracts in the building. But I think it's really going to truly, again, depend on what Russell Wilson will want. If he is still that guy, if that's the path the Steelers want to take. Because again, guys, the reason they are able to spread so much money around right now is because they don't have that hefty, big, monster quarterback salary, thanks to the Denver Broncos paying $38.5 million for Russell Wilson and basically paying peanuts for Justin Fields still on his rookie deal. So they are in a real luxury right now in terms of paying the quarterback or not paying the quarterback position. And they've had that going on here for a while. And that's how they've been able to build this team. And yes, I will say it. This team is a good roster right now. And I know a lot of people don't fully like certain position groups. And that's any team, every team. Go look at the Chiefs. They could be better in several areas also. It's every single team. We just look at this one a little bit more critically. Why? Because it's the team that we root for day in and day out. But I think they can get it done, Thomas. I think they can keep the core group of people together. They locked up Cam. Cam's playing pretty decent. They have those things that are more long-term, and they have those short-term things, but they are going to have a big, hefty bag next year to be able to spend here in 2025 to continue to keep this all together. So I don't think that it's going to be extremely difficult. Sorry for a long answer. I just got on a soapbox there a little bit. But anyway, guys, we're about 15 minutes into the show here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, this is Steel City Live. Make sure you are double tapping that screen to hit that like button, or you can hit the three little white dots up in the right hand corner of your screen. Hit the like button that way. But sharing and liking the show is so important right now, guys, and that's why I've been really harping on it. And I don't like to do that because I don't want you guys to have to hear that the whole way through the show. But I really want you guys to do that. I try to only do it like 3 times or so. But make sure you do that for me. It's so important and it really, really helps. And it's free. You're not giving me anything in terms of financial gain, man. You're just double tapping the screen. That's all you're doing. It's free, it's easy, and it really helps. Let's keep going here, man. Only 6 likes. Smash that button. Absolutely. We're up over 13 now. So let's keep on going on that like button. It's really easy. There's 31 people viewing the show right now. So make sure you guys are hitting the shit out of that like button. That really, really helps, guys. And again, it is so free and easy to do. We will beat the Ravens for sure. That's from Russ DK Productions. Hi, I should start Jackson Smith and Jigba or Audric S Team. I don't know, dude. That's up to you. I ain't giving you fantasy advice, DK. Walter Lemley, Wyoming. What's up, man? The Steelers have Lamar's number. Should be a great close game. Yeah, guys, and I don't want to discount Lamar Jackson and his abilities. He is a phenomenal athlete. He can get the job done. He can put numbers up. Again, you know my feelings. I don't feel like he's a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. He's just not. He's never proven me to be wrong. Until that day happens, then I'll admit I'm wrong. But right now, Lamar Jackson isn't that guy. And the Steelers played Jaden Daniels exactly how they're going to play Lamar Jackson. What did I tell you they had to do? And I was right about this. And what was I right about? They had to stay in their lane, stay in their gaps, stay home. Everybody has to do their job. When you get out of sorts, that's when you allow gaps in the run game. That's when you allow gaps in that pass game. Everybody has to focus on staying in their lane, staying in their job, man, because that is what keeps a mobile quarterback in the bottle, man. Doesn't let them escape. Doesn't allow them to be out on the run making plays in the pass game. Doesn't allow them to make plays with their feet. You saw how limited a guy like Jaden Daniels was, who almost had 500 yards rushing coming into that game, but the Steelers stayed in their assignments. They didn't get out of sorts, and that's exactly what you got to do, man. I know some games you can get out there and you can throw so many crazy exotic blitzes at people and be nuts in that and this weird exotic way. You can do that sometimes. But in these games, when you have a highly athletic athlete back there at the quarterback position, you have to maintain your job. You cannot deviate from the plan. It is of ultra importance. Boss, money. He is money, man. He is, Danny. Downtown, OT ain't the cow jumped over the moon. It's now dangerous as over the moon. You make no sense. What are you talking about downtown? Oh shit! I don't even know what the hell that meant downtown. Sometimes you amaze me. Oh, that was funny. I needed that downtown. Thank you, my friend. I needed that. I will be at Acture right behind the Ravens bench. Well, I'll be looking for you, Big Russ. I want you to get a big sign that says Mike Drop Mafia. Like, share, subscribe on YouTube to Mike Drop Sports. I challenge you to it. I'll pay for the material. I'll pay for the material and I'll buy you a beer. You tell me what. Do it up, Russ. Do it up for the Mafia, Russ. Yes. Mike, I think he stays. Oh, I will for sure downtown and yelling at Ravens players, $30 million a year. Mark Malone, draft a backup. Steelers will need to draft a backup. Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to explore that, and you're going to have to try to maybe get lucky with a later round guy. That's possible too. Again, that's all going to be contingent on a lot of what ifs, guys. And you know how I am with that what if stuff. It's super hard for me to really give you a real gauge on what is going to definitively happen here. But definitely, I think Russ will have a couple more years left in the tank, man. All right, guys, make sure you're beating that like button up. We've gotten a couple more, but we need to double tap that screen. It's super easy. Just hit it and get those likes up, man. Let's get them up over 20 here in the early parts of the show. I'd greatly appreciate it, and send this show out into the YouTube algorithm. You know they don't like me. They already scolded me once. I think if Russ wins Super Bowl, he will sign for only $30 million and leave room to sign Justin. He's rich as hell with Sierra. He's about Super Bowls. I think he is about legacy and about winning championships right now too, Russ. I will agree with that. I just don't think you're going to sign Justin Fields for $10 million a year. What he showed leading this football team to a 4-2 start, if he doesn't play another down this season, I can guarantee you somebody in this league that's going to be quarterback needy, and I could rip off many of them that are going to be, they are going to pay Justin Fields way more than the Steelers are going to want to. And I'm not saying he goes out and breaks the bank in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that I think he will get offered a $25 million year deal somewhere. I can almost guarantee it. I may be wrong, but I can almost guarantee it. And the Steelers are not going to pay more than 10. And I'll say that with 1,000% certainty. And if they did pay more than 10, it would be so minuscule of amount over 10 that it wouldn't even matter. Downtown, if Yuns would have told me last season that Russell Wilson was going to be leading our Steelers, and at this point on the season, with a possibility in doing so well, yeah, no, but it's great. Yeah, nobody would have thought that except for us here at Mike Drop Sports. We were big advocates for Russ. We said that he could get the job done. I did. Sean did. Many of us did. We were talking about it over and over. You guys in the chat, some of you were. But when Justin started 4-2, I had issue with that move. Why? Because I'm not a guy that likes to disrupt team chemistry. I'm not a guy that, likes to upset the apple cart. That's just me. Once it starts and you get rolling, I become leery about big moves. But to start the season and all through the summer, I wanted Russell Wilson all day, every day. That's what I wanted to see. But whenever the injury happened and things changed, the circumstances changed, I couldn't get off of Justin. Why? Because he was winning games. They were 4-2. They had some chemistry going, but I was wrong. Mike Tomlin made the right decision here. I was definitely wrong with that. I just wish it would have started at the beginning of the year and just how much further we'd be ahead right now. But again, it might be a little bit of a blessing that Russell Wilson didn't come in here until midway through the season. Why? Because he's fresh, he's healthy, and that might play a big role in maybe a deep run for Russell Wilson, being fresh and energetic and looking like he's having so much damn fun, guys. That is the key. This team looks like they are having fun, dude. They are out there loving this shit, just getting crazy, dude. It is so fun and so awesome to see. Walter says, Russ, I don't think they can keep Russ and Justin. Yeah, wouldn't look like. We'll see how it goes. Downtown Mark Malone is in the house. What's up, Big Mark? Robert Road, what's up, man? Russell Wilson is staying in Pittsburgh, and I am guessing 35 to 42 million per year. Dan Moore is a possible new contract based on Broderick's play, but I think Moore will be elsewhere. Daniels is gone. Yeah, I would say James Daniels. This is what I will say in regards to what Robert had. Robert, I can get on board with what you're putting down about Russell's salary. I think you're a little bit over. I could see it going that high. I would like it to be, and I hope that they could get it into the 30 to 35 max, fully guaranteed per season for 2-3 years. I think that would be perfect, but you might be right with 42. I think it's going to be one of those just, really hairy things to deal with in the offseason. But Dan Moore, I think, is a possible contract. But I think the Steelers aren't giving up on Broderick Jones. I don't think that they are going to be giving up all of a sudden on Troy Fautanu. I don't think they pay Dan Moore Jr. And I say this why. because I think the Steelers are going to want to put money everywhere else, and I think they're going to continue to draft a young offensive line, and I think that that's just the path that they've taken. I think Troy Fautanu moves to left. I think Broderick continues to play right. I think that you see Isaac Stayamalu stay in place, and I think Zach Frazier stays, and Mason McCormick takes the spot that he's in right now. And I think that that is the young line that you're going to see next year. And then they will start building with other depth pieces. I don't think that they're going to be willing to go out there and pay Dan Moore Jr. some monster money because they can spend it elsewhere on skilled players, and I think they're comfortable with Broad. I think they're comfortable with Troy Fautanu, who is starting to play well before he got injured. Zach Frazier playing really well. Mason McCormick, a real good surprise for the Steelers where they drafted him, and they knew what they were doing evidently with him. So I think that they stay super young and let this line start to really build and gel. And some of those guys are getting those reps this year. And Broderick is going to be hopefully one of those leaders. Troy, going to be one of those leaders. But I think you see Zach Frazier evolve into the real cornerstone of this offensive line, the real leader, the real dog across that offensive line. That guy. He's going to be that guy. Diehard Steelers fan. Hi. What's up, man? Good to see you. Russ, what's up, Mark? Hey, Robert. Fields will get 10 to 15 million from someone. That's from Robert Road. Hi, Russ. Warner Lemley. Jaden Daniels doesn't have Derrick Henry. This game's going to be so damn physical. That's from Sam Mason. Name one time, Sam, that Derrick Henry has destroyed the Steelers and beat the Steelers up. Because I've watched them play him several times, and they've kept him relatively in check every time they've played him. I've never seen him just dismantle the Steelers and own them enough to where he changed the game that significantly. I don't recall a time, Sam. Now, I'm not saying that he's not a phenomenal running back, because he is, Sam. You're right about that. And it is going to be a physical ball game. But let's take into consideration what the Steelers are all about defensively right now with Cam, Keanu, Larry, those guys. They are really playing well. The linebacking core, Patrick Queen and Landon Roberts, a real thumper, is really playing well. And they are not going to just allow the Ravens to run all over them, because they're going to deploy that same type of feel that you saw last week, but to a higher degree. Why? Because it's a divisional game. They are going to be more pumped and more fired up for this game. It's just natural. It's the way it is. It's Ravens week. And they are going to stay in their positions, stay in their lanes, do their jobs. They understand how to do this. They've done it before. That's why Lamar Jackson is 1-7 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Derrick Henry, in my opinion, can make a difference, but I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference when your defense is as bad as the Baltimore Ravens is right now. Now, can the Steelers still lose this game? Abso-freaking-lutely. But right now, that Baltimore defense isn't going to be able to get as many timely stops as the Pittsburgh Steelers are. And I think that is going to be the difference, man. I think the Steelers, if they really, really want to, can throw the ball all over the freaking place on that Baltimore secondary. And Russell Wilson will take advantage of it, and you will see big plays. Don't be shook if you see Mike Williams and George Pickens both have a big play. Don't be shook if those tight ends really start to eat and tear those assholes in Baltimore up, man. Don't be shocked about that, because that pass game could get cooking. What I think the Steelers really try to do, though, is what they always do. And they're not going to change for anybody, my friends. They are who they are. They are going to come out and they're going to establish the line of scrimmage, try to run the football. They are going to try to control the time of possession, and they are going to try to dictate the game that way and hit you with splash plays. The recipe for success for this Pittsburgh Steelers team is what? Pass the ball 20 to 25 times a game, hit big splash plays when you can, eat the shit out of the clock, run the football with Najee, Jalen, and Patterson, and get out of stadiums and try to minimize the amount of time your defense is on the field. That's exactly their philosophy. That's what they think every week. It's simple. It's easy. That's what they're trying to do. All right, guys, make sure you're double tapping that screen, giving us a like here on Steel City Live. We bust our ass for you every single day. At least you can do is throw a like into that algorithm for us here. Truly appreciate it. All you got to do, double tap that screen or hit that drop down box. Let's get those likes up over 20 here as we've hit about the 29-minute mark. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. It's free as shit. If you want creators to continue to do what they do, you got to hit the like button. You got to do those types of things. You don't got to give money. You got to hit the like button and share the show, man. Money's welcome, but the likes, the shares, the subscriptions, that's what matters. They won't allow signs behind players' bench. They won't. Come on, dude. Come on. Mark Malone, I don't know, man. If he has to throw much, I bet he coughs it up regularly. Are you talking about Lamar or Russ? Downtown, the old nursery rhyme, the cow jumped over the moon. I have rephrased it with Russell Wilson, a.k.a. Danger Russ, is over the moon because of his moon passes. Oh, yeah, these media people and the moon ball. The moon ball. It's like, oh my God, shut the fuck up, dude. Oh, dude, they ride shit. It was like Minka ball this summer, man. They ride shit and they don't quit with it. They don't stop with it. It's almost to the point of nauseating, man, that they do it. I get you now, though, downtown. I think the Steelers will probably lose Justin to free agency. He may get 35 mil elsewhere. Yeah, you never know what he gets, man. Steelers ain't paying him that. They're going to pay him 10 max. I'm talking max. Sweet James Jones, Russell Wilson, Mark Malone. I'll be surprised if he gets 10. Robert Maxey, Fly Eagles Fly. Mike Miller, is Justin Fields staying on the Steelers? Probably not, Mike. That's what we were just talking about, man. We can stretch the field now from Sweet James Jones. Yeah, that's a huge variable that the Steelers missed. You know, not being able to stretch the field. When teams are able to load up in the box and you got to really try to run against those fronts, it becomes very, very difficult. Now, I will say this about the Steelers offense. Take the damn toss play to Najee Harris and shove it so far in the back of that freaking playbook that we never see it again. Please. It is the dumbest shit I have ever seen in my entire life. And they continually do it over and over and over and over. It makes no freaking damn sense. God, that is so stupid. Turn on the freaking tape. Do they watch film? God damn. God damn. All right, I'm over it. Let's get back. What's up, Oscar? Robert Maxey, Pittsburgh Steelers, 1933-1934 season. There you go. I think it was a blessing having Justin start with his running, giving O-line time to get better. Yeah, it was a blessing, absolutely. Justin Fields, the Tennessee Titans. I could see that happening, James Jones. Robert Maxey, Justin Fields stays with Pitt. Smart move. Probably not. They're not going to pay him that kind of. They're going to have to pay $2. You can't do it, dude. You just can't. Everybody wants to do all these crazy money moves, man. And sometimes it's just like you got to really sit down and think about it. You know, they make no damn sense when you really look at the numbers and you really start to be analytical in your approach to just sprouting out a fucking contract. You know, you're like, yeah, I want to give him $55 million over the next 3 years. Like, yeah, you got to look at it. You got to look at the number of the team, what the cap space is available, what is their long-term cap space in terms of long-term contracts on that team. How are they going to be able to foot that bill down the road? You know, there's just so many variables, dead money. There's so much that goes into it, man. It's so hard. Sweet James, you may be right. Good call. What's up, Tom Ford? Tom says, I'll be honest, Jason, I was a huge advocate for Justin Fields, and because Tomlin took a chance on Russell Wilson and it's panning out, I bet Tomlin gets another extension. He just signed one, Tom. So I don't know. You know, that's a couple years down the road, Tom. That I don't know if that would still be, you know, worth it, then I don't know. I don't know how that goes. You may be right, buddy. I don't know. Mark, I think we re-signed both Najee and Jay Warren. I could say Jalen Warren, yeah, but I don't think you see Najee Harris in a Steelers uniform next year. Um, I just think that there's some weird variable going on in that situation. I don't know. I hope you do. I think he's performing really well, and he's finally became consistent. He's finally starting to show me that he is a premier runner in this league. Now, his 60-yard game average, but prior to that, didn't show me the consistency that I needed to see to be comfortable to pay somebody at the running back position double-digit $1 million a year, 10, 12, 13, 14 million. I don't know how you would have sat there and said you were comfortable doing it, knowing the statistics. Now, though, that he's showing the consistency and bringing those statistics up, then you're more comfortable with it. It's just business. And when you're playing a devalued position to where these teams feel like they can go out and replace you in a minute, they don't give a shit, and they're not gonna just dish over money just because you're a cool guy. They're not gonna do that. It takes a really special runner to get that kind of money in this league. It's just the way it is. It's not Jason making it up. It's not the Steelers making it up. It's just kind of the way the market is in this league. But I could definitely see Jay Warren getting his. I think they could pay him, 3, 4 mil, whatevs. I think that sounds right. Giddy Spig. So after Wilson in a few years, are we going to get Caleb Williams to keep with the long line of Bears QBs? I sure to hell hope not, because I told you all before this season started and everybody wanted to hop on this Caleb Williams train all of a sudden. You didn't look at which teams he's playing. Everybody thought he was just some great superstar quarterback. But boy, Jason told you he sucks ass. And guess what? He sucks ass. I hope not. Oh, Giddy Spig. I hope not. Tomlin retires as a Steeler. I would say so, Robert. I would say so. I think you're probably right. Mark Malone might get a comp for Fields too. Oh, how do you get a comp for that, Mark? I don't know that one. Warren is under contract next year at least. Oscar, I want to keep Wilson, but I absolutely don't want to repeat the Ben situation. We need to plan ahead and start planning next year. Yeah, if you're going to keep an older guy, and they mentioned it someone up in the chat farther, they said, you draft a guy, bring in a guy. Exactly right, Oscar. You're 1,000% right. You can't allow another Roethlisberger situation to get in that building. You got to start planning for it, because he is on the wrong side of 30, man. And he's not going to be able to play for 10 years, you got to pre-plan, and I think it's who of them to really do their homework in the scouting department to try to find some mid to late round quarterbacks that you can bring in here over the next couple seasons to possibly, maybe be able to take the reins, and that's the type of lottery you would have to play to be able to do that. But I think there needs to be a really concerted effort on finding a replacement for Russ if he is your plan for 2 or 3 years. Mark Malone, I think we draft a back. I think you're probably right, Mark. TD, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the best YouTube channel. Thank you, TD. Appreciate that. Also, guys, make sure all you got to do is double tap that screen. We are way up over 20. Well, not way up. We're over 20 likes now, so let's continue to make that rise. All you got to do, again, double tap that screen or hit your 3 little white dots up in the right-hand corner of the screen. Haven't caught up with you on a live show till now. That game was amazing. That's from Bigfoot Ridge. Good to see you, man. Yeah, it was a good one. It was a real measuring stick in my eyes, because that Washington Commanders team, in my opinion, is better than that Baltimore Ravens team. I'm just saying. I think so. What's up? All right, let's keep going here, guys. I'm going to continue through the chat. Thank you, Russ. Appreciate that. Let's hope like hell Mike is out of there for 100% of the snaps. Mike Williams. Yeah, he's probably not going to get 100%. You probably won't see that for another couple weeks. You'll see him get a good uptick in his reps this week. I could see him, just throwing a number out there. It ain't going to be an accurate number, just to give you kind of a percentage. I could see him probably playing 45 to 50% of the offensive snaps this week in his second week with the team. I could say that could be realistic. I think by week 13, 14, you're going to start to see 95% of the snaps with Mike Williams, I would say. And I'm not saying any single wide receiver sets, you'll probably see George. But any type of double wide receiver sets, you're going to see Mike out there. I'd say he will emerge as the team's real true number 2 guy. I just think that that's how it'll work out. Oscar, I'm predicting Jaylen Warren is going to have a great game. Watch. That's a good one, Oscar. I could see that happening. But we got to really watch, too. That Ravens front is really good against the run. They are really weak against the pass. But what I think, Oscar, why you could be right is because I think that pass game is going to end up loosening things up throughout the ball game for the Steelers offensively. They're going to have to put some people back there to help out on the back end, because I think Russ is really going to light them up in a couple instances to where it's going to force the hand of Harbaugh and that defense to really start to bring some reinforcements back and loosen the box up. And I think that that's where you could see a Jaylen Warren home run being hit, a Najee Harris 30, 40-yard rip, something like that. I really think that they're going to try to use all 3 runners, too, to have a real change of pace, to really try to confuse that front of the Baltimore Ravens in terms of not confusing them schematically, but confusing them in a way they have to adjust each and every down to a new back here and there. Their running style, the way they hit the line of scrimmage, that's tough to, try to play that change of pace constantly throughout a ball game. It's on the channel page, Bigfoot Ridge. You got to go to membership on the channel page. So you go to the channel page, there will be a bunch of things like lives, playlists. You just got to scroll over till you see membership, and that's where you find it. Also, people can donate memberships, and we're going to start being active with that again. Again, guys, I had to get the viewership back up and shit. Jason ain't made of money to just donate a bunch of money everywhere, so I'm building back up again here after being scolded from YouTube for the last 7 months. If you didn't hear that story, I told it at the beginning, but it's true. But anyway, we're building back up, so we're going to start doing those things again. So double tap that screen, get those likes up. That really helps the show. That sends things out into the so-called fair and equal algorithm that they have on YouTube. I'm probably going to get scolded again, especially after the survey that I did earlier. I don't make enough money off of YouTube to care, to be honest. Let's keep going. Robert Road. Landon Roberts is starting ahead of Peyton Wilson because of his run defense against the Ravens. Oh, yeah, 1,000%. No doubt about it. Landon's just played really, really well. He's the veteran. The rookie's not going to steal a start, especially against a team like the Ravens that can run really, really well, especially in this instance. So definitely, man. I agree, Robert, 1,000%. Russ says, funny thing is, I was born in Baltimore and hate them. Man, that sucks, Russ. Hometown team is the Steelers now. Wyoming, Walter Lemley says, Russ, I worked in Baltimore for 16 years and hate them. Guys, I have a great nickname for GP, way he bends his body to get out of coverage and catch the ball. Gumby. That's a good one, Russ. I'll give you that. That's a good one, buddy. I like that. He could get a sick Gumby tattoo on his forearm. Yeah. Wear the green mouthpiece, green gloves. That'd be sick. Yeah. Green shoes. Gumby. Yeah. I like that, Russ. Oscar says GP is a cat in a man's body. Guys, we own Lamar and Henry. So tired of hearing when we stopped commies on the Commanders on the 4th and 9 that it was a bad spot. It was clearly a stop behind. Oh, yeah. People just bitch to bitch, Russ. It was so easy to tell that it was a stop. You saw where the guy was touched. You saw exactly the hash mark he was on the field. It was 1,000% an easy call. But hey, national media got to have something to talk about because they don't know these teams in an in-depth way. So they will scratch and grab for every little bullshit thing they can and make it a monster issue. Hey, we're almost to 30 likes. Let's get that up here as we start winding down here on our Wednesday show here on Steel City Live, only on Mike Drop Sports. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Again, double tap that screen for the like button, and we will get this membership stuff going, cranking again. I'm going to make some new emojis too for everybody. I'm going to get a Russell Wilson one. Russ, GP. I might even throw a Mike Williams, a Calvin Austin one in there for you guys that are members to be able to use in the chat. I'm going to get you guys a bunch more. So I'm going to work on that here probably over the weekend or something. But I got to try to finish my Christmas lights too. So my village is taking shape over there, right over on my right-hand side. Again, it takes me weeks, guys, to get these Christmas lights up. But maybe we'll go on a holiday lights tour here at the Mic Drop studio. Maybe we'll go and do that one night. I think it'd be fun for you guys to see. Let's continue to go. So tired. We did that. Mark Malone. No team would think we'd actually do it. Jason, that toss pisses me off so bad, and they do it on 3rd and 1 too. Yeah, man, it makes me crazy, Russ. It drives me batshit crazy. Lease family, what's up, man? Good to see you. I remember you now, Lease family. I remember you stopping through. Going to be a good running back draft for Mark Malone. Yeah, and the Steelers know that, and that's probably another reason they didn't pay Najee Harris. Downtown, I get the money temptation, but if Justin Fields would look at this team and how he could just work well with staying in the Berg, would be beneficial for both parties. Yes, I'm being optimistic. I see exactly what you're saying, Downtown, but when you're talking about millions of dollars, it's hard to turn down financial security for your family for years and generations to come to stay for, a learning lesson. I hate to be that asshole that says that, but that's the truth. Now, I would like to see that. You would like to see that. The fans would like to see that, especially the football purists out there that want it to be more than about just a paycheck. That's what you would like to see. But in the real world, it typically don't happen. Now, Russell Wilson is in a different situation. He's made a boatload of money, guys. His wife is super wealthy. He is super wealthy. He has a monster deal with Nike in the 3 brand. My kid wears it constantly. I got a closet full of it over there. Closet full of it. I wear the shit. I'm just saying, he's got big money in that. Book bags, lunch boxes, pencil bags, shoes, everything you can imagine. Jogging pants, sweatpants, t-shirts. He has a lot of money. He can afford to take a little bit of a discount, and playing for $35 million a year isn't just playing for free. But he can afford to do that because he's made that money. That's why the situation is different. This is considered to be a very good and very deep running back draft from Robert. Also, Mark Malone or Tom Manafort or Man of Steel Ford. I seriously think the Steelers should have signed running back Dameon Pierce for not only depth but to replace Najee Harris. Yeah, you've been hell on him, Tom. I don't know enough about Dameon Pierce to give you a real answer, Tom. I trust your judgment, brother. If you think he's a solid back, I'm never opposed to bringing in good depth pieces that could potentially be starters. Jason Ferguson, Caleb is a bum. He is a super bum, dude. And when he starts painting his fingernails and being all weird and doing all types of weird shit, I ain't got no use for you. I just don't want to deal with it. You can just tell his attitude's weird. It's just odd, period. And you can tell by the way he did some of those interviews when he did it with the Pivot podcast. That interview was freaking awkward as shit. And they were prompting him on to say some shit. And he was still weird. He's a weirdo, bro. Weirdo. And he sucks. We'll lose Fields in free agency and get comp pick in return. That's from Mark Malone. I don't know how that works, Mark. You got to explain that to me. I'm going to have to look it up. You don't have to explain it to me. I'm going to write it down, actually. Because I'm curious now that you said that. I can't keep up with it all, brother. I try. I learn something new every day. I learn so much from you guys. You guys tell me a lot of shit. Q Burton, same thing I said. Mike Miller, Justin Fields might go to New Orleans or Las Vegas Raiders in 25. Possible, man. There's going to be a lot of quarterback needy teams, Mike. T. Rilla, you was right about the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, they're clowns, bro. They suck ass. Dog shit. Downtown John Broadway. Gummy. Damn it. LOL Russ. Gumby. We're going to start calling him Gumby, bro. We got that. Hey, we got that GP jersey over there. I'm going to change the name on the back to Gumby. Yeah, I married a Pittsburgh girl 35 years ago. Actually, she's from Uniontown, PA. We have a huge family there. She had 5 sisters, 2 brothers, and we have 5 brother-in-laws. Damn, dude, you got a big one. I love big families, Russ. My family sucks ass. My core group, my kids and my wife, we're good. We're tight. But the rest of my family's a bunch of backstabbers, talk shit behind your back, get mad over nothing, weirdos, all about just weird shit. I'll say it. I'll be honest. Hey, I tell no lies, bro. I'm gonna tell you how it is. I don't care if it hurts your feelings or not. When I saw the cat comment, it reminded me that near my house there's a mountain lion with 2 cubs. My Irish Wolfhound Mastiff and Mastador have been going nuts. Man, dude, you probably get to see all types of cool shit, Robert. You ever get some cool pics, man, email them to me. I could even send you through email my phone number, and you could text them to me if you want to. I would love to see some of them, like mountain lions out in the real wild and shit. That'd be really cool. It isn't about the money. It's about the money. It is. Jamie D, Uniontown Red Raider or Mustang, Raider for life here in Frederick. Yeah, man. LH Mustangs, the Uniontown Red Raiders. All right, guys, I got to get off here, man. My voice hurts, and I'm getting in that mode. I hit the wall. But thank you so much. We're up over 30 likes. That has been awesome. We've been having steady concurrent viewership, up over 30 for most of the show. That's been really, really cool. You guys have been super awesome tonight. Truly, truly appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow. Let's get those daily uploads. Let's get that viewership up on there. So I'm not sure if people are getting alerted, so make sure you turn on your notification bell. That way you guys can get that daily upload, get involved with more and more Steelers talk as we continue the conversation here in 2024 as your Pittsburgh Steelers continue to try to improve to 8-2, man, against the Baltimore Ravens, the shitty Ratbirds, the hated Baltimore Ravens. All right, guys, man, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live. So until tomorrow, man, peace, my friends. Thank you.